What's up, VC? What's up, vinyl community? It's Dan hanging out with you, the Vinyl Geezer. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys had a great holiday season and a great start to 2023 thus far. So everybody's doing this vinyl tag. Rob Walker started it. It's 20 questions. I thought this would be a great way to get back into the vinyl community because I've been off for a few months. Had to take care of some stuff. Don't really want to get into that right now. If you want to hang on to the end of the video, I'll let you in on what's been happening. But other than that, it's a good time to get back into the VC. I saw that my friend Steven Bender did a video, Zonk Man. He took off some time. It was a good way for him to get back into it. Rob Walker started this whole thing with 20 questions for the vinyl tag. Vinyl tag is always a good thing to like jumpstart your channel, get your new channel going, or like if you haven't been active, it's a good time to get active again in the vinyl community. So make sure, if you're wanting to get active in the vinyl community, this is a great time to do so. If you want to start a channel, it's a great time to do so. Why not? Just do it. Show some records. That's all you got to do. Talk, show some records. It's not rocket science, right? Anyway, let's get going. Vinyl community, vinyl tag. All right. So, favorite new release of 2022 to kick it off. Number one, my favorite release. This was a hard one. The Cult's Under the Midnight Sun. Now, this could have easily been Ozzy. Ozzy's Patient Number 9 is fantastic. Especially if you're an Ozzy guy, I'm telling you, it's good. I wasn't expecting it. It really shocked me how good it was. Tears for Fears, The Tipping Point. Great release from 2022. But the Cult's Under the Midnight Sun wins for me because, you guys know me. I'm a huge Cult fan. So this is great. Give Me Mercy is the lead single off of this one. So I'm hoping they're going to tour to support this album. I know they just did a small tour. And I had tickets to see them in October, but due to situations that were going on, I was unable to go. So I had to give those tickets away. So Greta Van Fleet ends up being the answer for number 2. And that's the last artist that you saw live because it wasn't the Cult. I was supposed to see him in October. It ended up being Greta Van Fleet. This was all the way back in, I want to say 2019 maybe? It's been a while. So I've shown all the Greta Van Fleet records except for this EP, Black Smoke Rising. It's 4 songs. Great EP. If you get a chance, you see it, pick it up. It's totally worth having. Probably not worth the price that these are fetching right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if these are out of print or not. It's 4 songs. It was mastered by Ryan K. Smith, the Sterling Sound. It sounds phenomenal. It's got, Flower Power on here, Highway Tune, Black Smoke Rising, I think Safari songs on here. So it's it's basically their big 4 songs off of their first record from the Fires. So anyway, that's it. Or from the Fires, the double EP that came out. Okay, so I'm getting into the weeds. All right, so let me see here. Their first album was the best, number 3. This is always, there's no objective best to anything. Best is an opinion. So there's no such thing as an objective opinion. However, I do think that most Joy Division fans may think that Unknown Pleasures is the better of their 2 records. Kind of cheated on this one because I don't know. It's all, it's a subjective opinion anyway. I like this one better. My favorite stuff is on here. So, anyway, Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. If you haven't listened to this record, listen to it. Great stuff. Almost picked up. I was that close to getting an original of that one in December. That close. Almost. Oh, it almost happened. It was almost in my hands. I missed it by like a minute. Crazy stuff. Anyway. I've got an original closer. I still need an original of that one. It sounds pretty good. That's the 2017 release. It's not bad. I mean, it works. All right, so this next one is Hat Trick. Show the vinyl, CD, and cassette of an album. I don't have the CD of this one, but I do have the cassette of it. And that is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son by Iron Maiden. I've had this tape forever. This I picked up. This was a pickup last year. About this time last year. We went to St. Louis and I found this at Dead Wax. And yeah, it's in pretty good shape for being, what, 34, 35 years old. It's, you know, it's got some of that crackle going on, but not bad. It'll do. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Definitely my favorite Maiden record. My favorite Maiden song is on here, and that's The Evil That Men Do. It's just killer. Killer stuff. It's got that crackle on it, you know? It's got a little bit of that popping going on. This one, not too shabby though. It'll work. All right, let me see here. Album that starts and ends with the same letter. All right, so I was going to use NXS. I was going to do Kick, but I thought I'd do a compilation album, actually, that I picked up. You remember Walmart was having that $15 Black Friday sale? I picked this up for $15. I picked both volumes of Rear View Mirror. So it starts and ends with an R. I don't know which one this is. This is the one with Yellow Ledbetter on it. So this one. And then there's this other one, and I don't know. One's black and one's white. I don't know. Anyway, it was $15. It was at Walmart, and yeah, I did it. It's $15. All right, so let me see here. Moving on. Born in the same year as you. There's a lot of people that were born the same year as me. Travis Barker. So the year I was born was 1975. Travis Barker of Blink-182. Tom DeLonge of Blink-182. I don't have a Blink-182 album. Fergie was born in 1975. Michael Bublé was born on my birthday, September 9th, 1975. Bublé and I came into the world at the same time. So like the whole northern hemisphere, you know, because he's Canadian, I'm in the United States. Bam! Can you imagine the energy that we created coming into the world on the same day? That's amazing. He's slightly more successful than I am in his music career. So, but I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't know. So I'm thinking of bands that are like around my age, and everybody's either born in 74 or 76. There's hardly any 75s, except for one guy that I did find, and I don't know his name right now. I forgot it completely, but he's the bass player for Death Cab for Cutie. This is a great album. Kintsugi, Goes to Beverly Drive, Black Sun, No Room in Frame. If you don't have this album, you need it. Killer stuff here. I absolutely love this band. I love this album. Death Cab for Cuties. Kintsugi. Killer stuff. I want to say it came out like 2018, 2016. Something like that. Great stuff. Moving on. Let me see here. Most listened to album in 2022. So what I'm going to go off of is like what we spend here at home. My wife and I just love this album. Love Over Gold by Dire Straits. We listen to it all the time. It's kind of the go-to. What do you want to listen to? I don't know. What do you want to listen to? I don't know. You want to listen to this? Nah, not really. You want to listen to that? No, not really. How about Dire Straits? Yeah, we'll put that on. It seems to be the one that it always, it's like a good wine. It just goes with anything, you know? It's like, it's just good. It's good stuff. Telegraph Road. Man, what an amazing opening track. Great sounding album. This is just the original U.S. pressing of it, and it sounds absolutely, it'll knock your socks off, man. Super clean, beautiful, beautiful record. Love Over Gold, probably my favorite Dire Straits record. All right, most listened to artist in 2022, easy one for me, Tom Petty, man. Why? Because I managed to pick up like 3 or 4 Tom Petty records this year that I've been looking for forever. This one, you're going to get it. Great. I just love this. It's rock. It's rude. It's just great stuff. I got this. I got Broken Promises, or Hard Promises. Hard Promises, I think. I got Into the Great Wide Open. I think there was one more that I forget. I got 3 or 4 brand new Tom Petty records. I'm constantly listening to this one. I'm constantly listening to Full Moon Fever. That's another one I picked up this year. So, yeah, I'm constantly listening to Wildflowers. I'm just a huge Tom Petty fan. So, this one, you're going to get it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I also picked up his Greatest Hits album. off of Amazon. One of those ridiculous sales. You know, they sell records for like $13 sometimes. I digress. Tom Petty, definitely my most listened to at home. Now, if we're going to go by like my Apple Music, it's probably Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right, Australian artist or band. This one, she's from Australia. She's from Sydney. Her name is Indigo Spark. This album is called Hysteria. Phenomenal stuff. Indigo Spark, I believe her first album was produced by Adrian Linker of Big Thief. This is great stuff. It's very chill. It came with a nice 7-inch record that has just an amazing track on it called Time Gets Eaten. And Indigo Spark with Hysteria. It's a kind of singer-songwriter. Great stuff. There's also an album or a song on here, Pressure in My Chest. If you get a chance, check out Indigo Spark if you're not aware of her. She's amazing. There's your Australian. I could have picked AC/DC, could have picked NXS, could have picked The Church, could have picked Midnight Oil. There's a ton. Anyway, moving on. So, a surprising purchase of 2022. So, these are things that like people would be surprised if I were to purchase this year. And so, a record people would be surprised you purchased in 2022. And I've kind of been unfair to this band, but we're going to go with it. Kiss. Yes, I've kind of discovered Kiss over the past couple of years. I found their debut record this year, and I was very, very happy to have found it. This is a great album. Strutter on here, of course. Cold Gin, my favorite of all the Kiss songs. It's just a great rock and roll record. It's rude, it's crude, socially unacceptable. Good stuff. All right, moving on. I got my list here. I accidentally played my video a second ago. Let me see here. An artist or a band I'm complete on. And so I was just going to show one record from this band, Talk Talk, and I was going to be like, you guys are just going to have to trust me. I've got every Talk Talk record, but then I thought, no, you know what? I'm from Missouri. It's the show me state. You got to show me, Jack. So here we go. Talk Talk, their debut album, The Party's Over. Talk Talk, their sophomore album, It's My Life. Fantastic stuff. We're starting to see the change happen. Go into 1986's The Color of Spring. The metamorphosis almost complete as we see the Moz on the cover of this one. My favorite outing by them, probably. This or It's My Life. I go in between the two. This has Living in Another World. Happiness is Easy. Just great stuff. Life's What You Make It. I Don't Believe in You. It's just fantastic stuff by Talk Talk. As we move on to 1988, arguably the first kind of post-rock album that ever came out, Spirit of Eden. Phenomenal stuff. Use of Silence is incredible. And they doubled down with Laughing Stock, and I want to say this is 1990, 1991. Great stuff. Talk Talk. Albums. All the studio albums. I do have I do have one of their EPs. I do have some of their 45s that I'm working on, so I'm not complete, but I am complete on their studio albums. But I mean complete. I mean, that would be a lot. And I don't have their greatest hits, called Natural History. I believe that's what it's called. A great run of 3 albums. I could have gone with Talk Talk. I could go with Metallica. I could go with AC/DC. I could go with all kinds of bands. I could go with The Church. I could go with Echo and the Bunnymen. I decided to go with Queensryche. Queensryche's The Warning. Their debut LP. Their debut EP. I could have shown that one, but we're going with full-length album. It's their debut LP, The Warning. Great power metal-y kind of stuff. This, Rage for Order, we start getting into some prog territory along with some hair metal territory, strangely enough. Great mix. Great album. See some changes happening. And then their magnum opus, their complete and total just masterpiece of a record, Operation Mindcrime. Arguably the best of the metal compilation, or not compilation, but metal concept albums, perhaps. Operation Mindcrime. Now we could argue King Diamond has quite a few of those. Maybe I like those better, maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to say that Queensryche probably wins that one. Love King Diamond though. All right, I believe the next one is 80s soundtrack. Or just, just show one of your favorites. I showed this last time. I pulled this out. I showed it last time. I was like, yeah, this is great. I just wanted to show it again. It's the Terminator soundtrack, man. Me and my friend Chris love it. The front end, the first side of this record is just killer synthy John Carpenter-like score. And then the second side is just nonsense 80s generic pop tracks. It's kind of bad. And then it was between that and the Popeye soundtrack. But this is like the Popeye Harry Nilsson demos. I don't know if you knew that Harry Nilsson did the soundtrack to Popeye. This is phenomenal. If you get a chance to get this, it was a limited run. It was for RSD, so it's not going to be in print. I don't see this coming back into print. I don't see this being, people they're not really into Nilsson, and especially this. So if you get a chance, this is basically a Nilsson record. I mean, it's all written by him. There's some stuff on here that wasn't on the movie, like Dinwiddie, which I'd never heard that one before. But we've got like him singing Sweet Haven, I Mean, Sweet Pea's Lullaby. Great stuff. Check it out. He's a damn genius. All right, I think the next one is somebody we lost in 2022. And that would be Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. One of my favorite records of the 80s, Tango in the Night. This album is way better than it may sound at first. It's got this 80s kind of gloss on it. If you peel that 80s layer off, phenomenal stuff going on here. Big Love, Everywhere, Little Lies, Seven Wonders, Family Man. Just non-stop, this is a killer record, Tango in the Night, and I'm telling you, Christine McVie really shines on this. It was probably my favorite Fleetwood Mac record. She just shines on this record. Everywhere, Little Lies, beautiful stuff. Christine McVie, lost her in 2022 on November 30th. All right, disappointing purchase in 2022. I'm going to go, yeah. You guys are going to go, what? I'm going to say, yeah. This one. All right, let me explain, okay? I love this record. I remember partaking of the Devil's Lettuce with my friend Chris. He went and bought this, and he had like a little CD player in his car, like the clamshell, Wayne's World type thing. The month it came out, in 1992. Phenomenal record. I absolutely love it. I love Alice in Chains. But apparently they used two different mastering plates. And this is the one that they used at United pressing plant. And apparently there's a MPO pressing plant. Well, this one suffers from some intergroove distortion. And I've checked it's not my player. It's not that. It's just this is the United pressing, not the MPO. Apparently the MPO is much better. There's no identifying mark on which one you're going to get. I have two of these. Two of the Uniteds. So I'm not buying a third one. It's just not going to happen. If I happen to run across an MPO, I'll grab it. But for now, I'm spinning my MOV press. This is louder, but louder does not necessarily mean better, especially when there's intergroove distortion, which on a release that's coming out in 2022, especially a release like this, to me, it's inexcusable. All right, let's move on. Non-vinyl purchase, CD, book, etc. Well, pick this up at a thrift store. New Order's Substance. Yes, still looking for this on vinyl. Not willing to pay $200 for a vinyl version of this. CDs actually sound pretty good. So there's my non. And I also got Talk Live at Montreux, but I couldn't find the DVD anywhere. I actually bought that DVD at a record store in the Groove Records in Jeff City. Picked that one up. You found a Grail. Number 17. Yes, I did. I found a Grail. I finally have it. Danzig 1, the original U.S. master disc pressing from 1988. Pretty good shape. Nice, clean. The record itself, it's not as minty as the cover. It's got some crackle. It's got some pop. It's got some snap to it. But it sounds so good. Does it sound better than the unofficial that I have, that I constantly take my anger out on? Yes, and I'm getting rid of that unofficial record. So that's going to be it. All right, this next one, I forgot to grab the record, so I'm gonna have to grab it up here. We're going the space theme, and I thought I was just gonna go cheap here and use the Journey Escape. It's got like this flying scarab in space on the cover, and yes, this is a destroyed copy, but it plays really good. The cover's bad, but space theme album, space theme cover anyway. So the space theme. There you go. Yeah, I kind of went cheap on that one. All right, show some VCLT or a present. It's going to show some VCLT that my friend in the vinyl community, my good buddy David Newton, sent me. AC/DC's High Voltage. This was back when I had purchased this, actually. I had purchased the Australian version of High Voltage, not knowing really what I had. I ended up, I was hanging out with Cosmic Brian, and I bought this for like $10. And I didn't know that it didn't have like Long Way to the Top or TNT or any of those songs on it. So I got it home, and I'm like, this is great. This is like an Australian thing. It's like completely different track listing. I'm like, but I was like, if I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bummed. I was kind of wanting to hear Long Way to the Top and TNT, and, you know, David Newton stepped up and gave me this. It's a great gift. Thank you so much, David. So there's the VCLT that I got. Nice from him. And I'm also supposed to show an album released in 1973, so that's 50 years old this year. And this was actually the first record that I bought this year. I bought it at an antique store, or an antique mall, for like $12. And that's Brian Eno's Here Come the Warm Jets. This is a great record. I've never really listened to Eno too much. I just knew that I never see his records out and about, especially in good shape like this one was. You want to talk quirky, kind of proto-new wave record here? Brian Eno, all the way. I knew he worked with Roxy Music. I knew he did work with David Bowie. I knew that he did work with U2. I know he produced the Joshua Tree, if I'm not mistaken. I love his work, and I love this record. I've spun it like 3 times. This was the first purchase I made. I bought it last week at an antique mall. Here Come the Warm Jets, Brian Eno, 1973. This would be, I think, the first U.S. pressing, which didn't come out until 74, but the album is from 1973 on the original Ion label. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it, and that'll do it for the vinyl tag. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for, 24 minutes almost? And I told you guys that I'd kind of tell you what's been going on in my life, why I kind of just dropped out. I'd started doing videos kind of on the reg. Like I did 3, 4 in a row, maybe even 5 in a row. I forget what that was. But so I put out my 7 autumn albums video. And then the following Monday, I got a call that my father's chemo did not end up working. And he stopped chemotherapy because it wasn't working. His cancer was spreading anyway. They gave him 2 months to live, so I went down there and basically took care of him until he passed away in November. Cancer sucks, and it just kind of put my life completely on hold for a while. So that included this. So when I saw this vinyl tag, I thought, what a great way to try to get back in, because I don't have to think about it. I can just follow the directions, follow the 20 questions that Rob Walker sat out. Boom, get back into the vinyl community, and hopefully make a lot more videos this year and kind of really get back into going over. Because I'm picking up, although I've slowed down on videos, I have not slowed down on my collecting. My collection's growing. I'm adding some real bangers. I can't wait to show you guys some stuff. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. all almost 25 minutes of this video. And if you haven't, go ahead and sub to Geezer. Give him some watches, right? Give him some subs. So anyway, feel free to like the video if you like it. All that stuff. Dislike it if you dislike it. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings too bad. So you guys take it easy. Peace out. I love you guys so much. Take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.